Hello, everybody. It's so weird when it mirrors your face. All right, I can change it. No, probably not. All right. Welcome. I don't know how many people are going to join me here because this is a newer thing for me, but it is following the 49ers win over the New England Patriots, 30-13. Brock Purdy had a very good game. Average passing, pretty incredible, 18-ish yards, 19 yards per completion, 15 passes, 15 completions on 27 targets, 288 yards, one touchdown, one interception. But that means his average completion was 8 to 19 yards. Jacoby Brissett, 19 completions out of 32 attempts for 168 yards. That means his average completion rate, 8.8 yards. Incredible difference between the two quarterbacks. Hello, everybody. It was a good day for Brock Purdy. A not so great day for injuries on the defensive line, but I think they'll bounce back. Jordan Elliott came out of the game with a knee injury, but I think he is, thankfully, it's not an ACL. Kyle Shanahan said that he is likely to be out for a little while, but we'll get more updates tomorrow. So Kyle Shanahan will talk to us on Monday, I think in the afternoon, and he'll give us an injury update on players. George Kittle denied having a rib injury when we spoke to him at the podium. So apparently he probably does have a rib injury, but he didn't want to admit it. Fred Warner, ankle injury. He did not return to the game in the second half, but he didn't need to. He also thought that I think it'd be better for him not to put pressure on his ankle. He did kind of tweak it in the first half. He did not go back into the game. So other than that, Trent Williams said the toe injury was not that big of a deal. He just didn't want to risk it on a Friday at practice. So Thursday, just not a good practice for the 49ers. Curtis Robinson, I did see him walking around the stadium after the game on crutches, full leg brace. Just sucks for him. He's such a nice guy, and he's a really good special teams contributor. So I think those are most of the injuries. Talanoa Hufanga, ankle injury, rolled it in practice on Thursday. So on Thursday, Trent Williams goes out with a toe injury. Talanoa Hufanga rolls his ankle. Curtis Robinson out with an ACL. Jordan Elliott, foot injury. But most of those, thankfully, were not that significant. So you continue to be impressed by Malik Collins. Yeah, more pressure on Malik Collins now that Javon Hargrave is out, but it looks like he's stepping up to the challenge. Now, I've been impressed with Malik Collins as well. Jordan Elliott, as long as he makes it back from his injury, I think he's going to do great there on the interior. Evan Anderson, rookie Evan Anderson, got his first sack, kind of first snaps on the defense with the defensive line. Sam Oquano, I mean, congratulations to Sam Oquano, who is now on the 53-man roster, and he was a big contributor on the defensive line. Yetur Gross-Matos, Leonard Floyd. Leonard Floyd didn't have a stat, but he did contribute. I mean, so the pick that Fred Warner got, it was Leonard Floyd who was in Jacoby Brissett's face. So I think that the defensive line is really good. And man, if Javon Hargrave had stayed healthy, they'd be even better. But they played so much better in this game versus the New England Patriots than they have in the past two games. They got a lot of pressure on. And I spoke to Jair Brown. I spoke to Deommodore Lenoir after the game, and they both said they did not have to cover nearly as long as they have in the past. So, I mean, a really good step up, really good improvement for the defensive line for the 49ers. Sam Oquano. I mean, it was funny in the press conference after the game, someone said to Nick Bosa, hey, we didn't know a whole lot about him, but Nick Bosa has been impressed with him from the beginning, and he is now part of the 53-man roster. They do still have two spots. So Javon Hargrave went on IR, so he is out. Curtis Robinson out. So they are off the 53-man roster. They signed Sam Aquanu, so they still have 2 spots left. So I'm thinking those 2 spots, maybe Kalia Davis, who is a defensive tackle who could come off the pup, and week 5 is when they could open the practice window for him. And then Ricky Pearsall. I think Ricky Pearsall is going to make his way back pretty soon. He has been around the team. I am so impressed by his range of motion. He was throwing the football. He can catch passes. He's been able to run. So the last couple of weeks, he's been able to work out more. He told me that he's just a little sore, and we're not technically allowed to speak to injured players. So it's kind of off the record chat. He seems like he's so grounded and such a nice person. So really excited to see Ricky Pearsall on the field. Yeah, Fred Warner pick six was really impressive. He jumped up so high. This game was really interesting because there were plays that were like eye-popping plays. George Kittle's touchdown, triple coverage, wasn't even supposed to be a play that goes at that yard and distance. It's normally a play that they call for a 40-yard, and like when they're 40 yards away from the end zone. It is a 12-yard play call normally. It's an up and out, and George Kittle even had to clarify with Brock Purdy, you really want me to run that route? And Brock Purdy said, he said after the game, he's like, even when Kyle Shanahan made that call, he was like, really? Kind of close to the end zone for that. But with all the failings that they'd had in the red zone, I think Kyle Shanahan was like, F it, let's do it. And what happened? Triple coverage, touchdown for George Kittle. Crazy. So